so back to this, these incredible numbers around Tibooburra, which is the grey kangaroo temporal variation. So what can be explained, how can we explain, therefore, from 2014, let's do from 2014 to 2015. So the population was, the percentage change there was actually 426%. So change from 44,000 to 234,000, 426%. What was that? How can you explain that change, 436%?
I'd have to take that on notice, I'm sorry.
Okay, so there are other large jumps. So, I mean, this is an inquiry that is looking at kangaroo numbers, and with respect, Mr. Brill, I would have thought that the team would realise the questions that were posed to us, the evidence that we heard on Friday. And some of that evidence was around these factors. We talked about the numbers. We talked about the numbers from 450,000. Were you aware, have you briefed yourself on the evidence that we heard on Friday?
Some of it, yes.
Okay, so did you hear that we heard evidence about 450,000 in Tibooburra on Friday?
Not specifically, no.
Anybody else care to respond or know about that jump? 457, how that, I mean, this is, I'm the chair, I have to, people can call me to order, but this is really the crux of the matter, isn't it? We're here today with government witnesses. We've had ecologists present really, really worried about the data and how the government is determining the numbers. So I'm here asking the experts, the last witnesses for this inquiry, or maybe we'll have another hearing, actually. But at this stage, you're the last witnesses. This was a key point of discussion. So you can't say how. All you can do is take it on notice. You can't fathom a guess how those numbers are determined, how you get 426% increase. And can I say in the last year there was a minus 86% increase. That seems to indicate either the numbers are plucked out of thin air to justify take, or it seems to indicate a gross mismanagement of kangaroos under this government in terms of the commercial killing. Which one? Is it either of those?
I'll make a comment on that. So we, as I said earlier, we collect information on an annual basis. We use processes to collect that information that are scientifically robust. We have got 45 years worth of data. If we can't comment on one specific figure today, we will get back to you on that. But we stand behind what we do out in the field in terms of collecting that data and then subsequently analysing that data. There's sophisticated models and statisticians that we use to advise us on the numbers. Okay?
Do you understand that this methodology, because of the evidence that we've received from very credible scientists and witnesses, that your methodology is seriously in question?
Well, we dispute that because we have got scientists and experts and statisticians that advise us on our scientifically robust way of collecting that data, interpreting that data, and also analysing that data. Let's not forget, I've said it a few times now, it's very rare to have 45 years of data that you can analyse and try and predict and model what's going to happen around populations, and it's annual surveys. And we can see the population fluctuating, as my colleague,
but the question is the methodology.
Mr. Brill said.
You might have your graphs and you might have your tables, but what is now seriously in question is the methodology, the instrument, the logarithm, the formula that gets you those graphs and tables. We have received a great deal of very, very credible, robust scientific analyses of these things, of these figures, and they are seriously in question. And I need to point out to you, I don't know if you're actually aware of the absolute importance of getting these figures correct.
Yep.
Because these animals are protected under 3 legislations in Australia, as I pointed out to you in the last budget estimates. And if you haven't got these figures correct, that your department is authorising the killing of animals in a breach of possibly 3 legislations. So you have to have it absolutely right, or we have people going out there killing animals which are actually protected as wild animals under 3 legislations. Do you understand the absolute seriousness of this?
Absolutely, and we take what we do very seriously, and we are confident that our figures are correct, and that we can see how the population has fluctuated over the decades in relation to the boom and bust of drought and rain following drought, and migration of kangaroos as well. So we have got all that information, and we use scientifically robust methods to collect it, but also to analyse it and interpret it. But also, I think the other things that I mentioned in my opening statement, make sure that we check and audit and double check and make sure that there's compliance with all of the things that we do to manage kangaroos.
What happens when, with the 450% increase that I referred to before, you're not suggesting that that's a boom period, are you, Ms Malloy, from the year before?
Maybe, or it may be
450,000.
It may be. I don't know the specific
Mr Brill, are
number.
you a kangaroo expert?
No.
Is there anybody on the panel an expert in kangaroo biology?
No, but we've got them in our team. Yeah.
So the 450% increase in a population, does that seem feasible to anybody on the panel, or do you not have the expertise to answer that question? You've just said boom, Ms Malloy.
Potentially, yeah. I'd have to look at the figures. And
Because
the area,
we've heard this a lot to
movement.
justify, and I suppose as a committee we are really trying to get to the facts and not this boom and bust we keep hearing about. So with the boom of 450%, I would suggest that's not a boom. Mr Brill, would you suggest that's a boom?
I'm not going to put a tag on it like that. It's important to remember this is not a closed population. So it's possible. There's movement of kangaroos in and out of the area.
Yeah.
Exactly, and that's why I took the question on notice, because
we can check.
it's not as simple as just a number on a page.